Stiffler Manufacturing. Heading off to the shop. We'll take a different route today. Looks like there's some kind of crash up on my normal route, so we'll take another one. Let's see, y'all. Trying to get some more slides milled out again today. Jansen, Don J, what's going on? Got to do some Cerakote work today. Got to do some sanding. Get some more slides made. Reaching out to some local businesses. See if we can push some of our slides local. But to be honest, I'll take any small gun shop, really. I mean, don't be wrong, it's nice having a big distributor, but you know, kind of want to hit up some small ones. Either we can push those companies off to our distributor, or maybe we can pick them up. Nice to not have all your eggs in one basket, you know? Putting out to a few other manufacturers. We got, was it Wolverine Arms? Picked up a few of our slides. They're going to be doing some polishing and doing some gold plating, I do believe. So that should look pretty sweet. We've done a little bit of that ourselves. Did a few slides, but man, is it some work. Especially when your shop's focused on production. Take a guy or two off the line to polish slides instead. And it's not quick. It is not quick and easy getting that beer finished. How are we all doing today? I got a nice 100 degrees going on. Titanium nitride. Yeah, we might do it someday. We could send it off to a company, but I think we'd like to do it ourselves if we could. But that is that's going to require a shop expansion. No, this is we polished these up to plate them in 24 karat gold. On top of the polishing process, the gold plating, it's not cheap. So we weren't sure exactly how many we were going to sell. So we made a couple of them. But for production, the process is kind of a pain. Maybe if we did it on some kind of small scale, did something once in a while, you know? Like a 1 of 12 kind of thing. Pew Pews, what's going on? Below average Utah dad. What, like Hunter Orange? Oh yeah, Sam, I got the AC going. Oh, you know what? If I'm taking the right road, you guys might get to see the Air Force graveyard. We'll see. We'll see, because that'd be pretty cool. I don't know what we're going to do with the giveaway slide exactly. I know it's going to be a specialty slide. We may or may not let the winner choose. We may just make something. Like, we've got our 10,000th slide, the 10,000 slide we've ever made. That's at the shop, and I know we've gone over 20,000 now. Actually, I should check that number, see exactly what we're at. We've also got the first slide we've ever made. Thank you. Get out of construction. Oh, come on, guy. You knew the way to enter the lane was way back here. What you doing? Yeah, we might do giveaways periodically as we reach certain subscription numbers. You know, like 1,000 on YouTube. Maybe we'll do it again at 3,000 or 5,000, 10,000. We might do it on the other platforms too, you know, like Instagram and for Facebook. Or, oh God, speaking of Facebook, we are once again no longer recommendable, so people have to manually find us. And they won't even tell us exactly what we did. They just keep referencing a post from 9 months ago. Even though Facebook's so much fun. Reconnecting. It's probably going to near the number for the giveaway at your 10K. Oh, yeah, we might be able to. Just go to sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. Shoot us an email. Facebook jail sucks. We're not quite in Facebook jail. They limit us enough to make it really difficult. Oh, let's see if I can show some of it. It's a weird angle, so I'm not sure what you guys are going to be able to see, but you'll see these old planes. There's a museum out here, too. Dedicated to the history of flight and aerospace. It's pretty cool. You'll see some of the guys out here working on them from time to time. Stripping off the old coatings, putting on new coating. I mean, as an Army guy, I gotta give Little Brother Air Force some shit all the time, but respect to what they do. You know, up until they get rid of the A-10, in which case we should refound the Army Air Corps. Just fold all of Army aviation into the Air Corps. Ah, there we go. Today, I think we're doing more graphite black and some burnt bronze. Man, who doesn't want an A10? Besides, like, the SR-71, that is like a childhood dream right there. On Facebook, if I even say good morning, I get, jeez. Yeah, Facebook is some commie BS. And they offer no real way to dispute anything. Their whole thing is done with AI bots, and then when it does get to a person, they don't really offer you any way to explain, like, hey, I'm a registered LLC. We're a business. Like, we're registered here in the state of Arizona. And then per your rules, you know, see highlighted or see attached, we're allowed to do what we're doing per your own rules. All we get to say is select an option that says, I don't believe what I did violated the rules. And then I have to rely on some retarded moderator to actually pay attention to their own rules and go, yeah, or to hopefully just not be politically motivated, but since it's Facebook, they probably are. So they take it down anyway. They have about the same standards as a journalist today, where they don't fact check anything. And everything's just quick posting to get reactions and views. If you had to estimate, when do you think my slides would be ready? They're working on painting them this week, as far as I'm tracking. Oof. Popped my shoulder. Yep, do believe they're working on them this week. If not, by hopefully next week, they should be out ready to ship. They'll have to go through a QC first, though. So if they paint them and then they don't like how they QC'd, they're going to redo it. And that usually only happens, that's not so much an issue when it's a single color, but anything custom, they really pay attention to that, because sometimes the Cerakote stencils can move, even during the curing process. Sometimes they can move, so that's a pain in the ass. Hoping our programming's going well this week too. I got to check in with that, and I got to follow up on something to see if I can talk about it. We'll see. Because I really want to talk about it. You have a good one, man. Thanks for popping in, joining me on my drive. Live's not going to be too exciting. The driving lives never really are, but you guys get to ask questions, I get to answer them, you get to see the sky. Helps make my trip feel a little shorter. Nothing like driving from one end of the city to the other. How much time do I have left on this one? Another 25 minutes or so. Ish. Depends on traffic, I guess. Also helps us get our watch hours in, so definitely appreciate you guys popping in. Not worth it. Yep, those watch hours count. I need to pop on Rumble and Instagram again and do some more lives there. Oh God, not in ages. I'm sure I have it lying around. Definitely played them though. Don't get much time to game with the boys as much as I used to. It's that old saying, like, when you're a kid, You have all the time, but you don't have the money to play all the games. And when you're an adult, you have the money, you just don't have the time. Oh no, when I'm at the shop, I'm always doing something. There's only a few times we're at the shop and you're waiting. And that's usually because you're waiting to watch the machine run. So you got to listen to it, be able to react to it. Listen to music at the shop, which I found is an issue when we try to do some lives because we get flagged for copyrights. Got a dog named Zeus. Other dogs too, but they don't really go to the shop. He's a good doggo. Honestly, with all the machines and stuff running, he still hears people approaching. Playful. Good dog. What are my options? Do I really want to take... Not really, not this time of day. No, I don't want to take that route this time of day. Bro, you were on a bicycle. Family friend. Well, you know, it's kind of in the family. So... father, grandfather, uncles, but family friend also kind of got us into the idea of it. You know, back when Paula Morady was still doing all right and things weren't going south hard on everybody, we kind of started getting into it, and this back in 2023, literally January 2023, and he spent a good chunk of 2022 trying to like convince us to get into it, and we invested into it. And that first year, like, you know it's going to be hard, right? You know, you start a new business, you know it's going to be hard, but you don't realize just how hard it's going to be. And you see where the support you have in life really is coming from. Because, you know, after everyone's there to cheer you on after you've succeeded. Not everyone's there to cheer you on when you're suffering. And so that's just kind of something you learn. You know, people talk about it, but you don't know it until you know it, you know? If that makes any sense. Now, that first year was a rough one. We almost went under. We'll be on our third year. And I'll also be going to SHOT Show this coming January for the second time. So things are looking up. Still not where we'd like them to be, but they're looking up. Got a good distributor, ordering regularly. We're getting some individual orders. What the heck? I saw teenagers playing in the road for a second. Well, that's their business. You get that from time to time. Sometimes people just run out into the road. Freaking wild. take this way. It'll take longer to get there, but it's going to be easier. That's something we'll have for the NPCs. That's a conversation. We'll have a live about that someday. I keep talking about it periodically, but knowing stuff in your city, knowing things in your area. I don't know, maybe we'll do something with Red Dawn sometime. But oh, what was that? Oh, police. All right. Well, they're heading right back towards where I just was. Maybe that was something more. Who knows? Not my problem. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, knowing about your city, knowing about things going on in your area. Because so many people are so unaware of things going on in their area. Tunnel vision, if you will. Walking through their whole life with tunnel vision. A great example is I used to be, many years ago, manager of a convenience store. And you put up a sign on the front door that says, no ice, ice machine broken. And halfway to the ice maker, another sign, broken, no ice. Then you get there on it with a big old yellow ribbon and a sign, broken, no ice. And people will walk right up to it and push their cup to it. And hey man, there's no ice. And people walk through life like that every day. So when something happens, when there's a problem, there's a situation, you need to know things about your city. You need to know things about your area, your state, and you need to know what looks right and what looks wrong. And you need to be able to read the damn signs. So maybe do one about that someday. It's a long little conversation about recognizing things in your area. It's like with people who have out-of-state plates, right? They drive around like they're lost. It's because they are. Even with GPS, they don't know what what the area is, what they're looking for. But in your own area, like for example, I know this time of day, I use the GPS to let me know when there's going to be slowdowns or crashes or some kind of emergency. It'll just ping, hey, crash up ahead, whatever. But it'll tell me to go a certain route, and I'm looking at the clock going, you know what, this time of day, no, we're not going there. That time of day, no, we're not going there. Because I know the kind of traffic we get on our roads, and I know which areas are under construction. It's just, it might take me a little longer to get there, but it's going to be a little safer, it's going to be a little easier. I don't need to race anywhere. When we start doing 43s, which 43 do you guys want to see? That's probably a good one. We might do a new model, a new design, but out of the current designs that we have, what would you guys like to see for a 43? Right now we got the Zoom, the Hellet, the Turbo, the Viper, a Flash 43. Oh damn. Well, we're not making any Flashes right now. The only place you can get one at the moment, unless there's still some vendors out there that have them, is going to be RB Tactical Market, one of the eBay affiliates we have. He has several flash slides left. Okay. unfortunateness on my end, apparently. That dude is hauling a lot of concrete, though. People are probably pissed at him for driving slow, but awareness, right? Dude's bed's full of some heavy stuff. Of course he's not going to be driving super fast. Viper, we very well might. To be honest, I'd like to do the Flash again, but the Flash and the Leonidas are much harder to make than the other slides that we're making. And we have to charge more for them. I don't know if people, what do you think? Would someone pay $300 for a Leonidas slide? So that's a rough amount, I know. But with the extra work that has to get put in, the deburring, the chances for blemishes, it's easier to do other slides. And when you're doing production, oh man. Oh, maybe we'll do something like limited runs in the future. Maybe we'll make like 50 slides for, you know, this month, and then in a few months later we'll make some more. And if you get one, you get one, and if not, you have to wait, and you know, a few more months and try again. I don't think we've ever sold a completed Flash. We've only started doing, I don't think we have. We only started doing completed slides recently. We used to sell the Flash around 200, a little more than the Viper. The Leonidas was a bit more than that, but the prices have gone up since then. And part of that's just because steel cost has gone up, end mills have gone up. Prices are raising across the board everywhere. Even our distributors who are like, hey, we're letting you guys know we're raising our prices and here's why. And vendors are like, hey, we're raising our prices and here's why. And our steel merchant, hey, we're raising prices and here's why. It's like, well, shit. Try to keep our prices, you know, not bottom of the barrel, because then we wouldn't make any money. But also, I don't want to like outprice like some other companies are, in my opinion. Some of them earn their name. They've definitely been around a while. They definitely make a good product. But sometimes I look at some of the stuff that's being made and I'm like, that's a little too expensive for what that is. I know as you expand, sometimes you got to raise pricing, but sometimes cost just gets you every year with inflation. But you try to keep it low when you can. Thank you guys for the likes, greatly appreciated. I'll try and do another live later. I think Flying Rich is, he's got one of our slides. I think he's going to test it with the Ruger RXM. So I'll be following up with that, see how that goes. I mean, it should fit. I just, you know, you don't know until you know. I need to do it myself, or I need to see somebody do it, so I can be like, yep, good to go. It's like when we make a new slide. You know the undercarriage is good, we've got the program right, but until you take one to the range and test fire, you don't know. An all-metal Glock frame? Yeah, we thought about it. And if we did it for personal use, yeah, we'd probably be fine, but we need an FFL to do it as a business. I guess the real question is, do you do it out of steel, or do you do it out of aluminum? do we need to do it out of 17.4? Because I'm not sure we need to do it out of 17.4. It's just the frame. Maybe we do. It'd be a durable frame. Could be interesting. Yeah, aluminum would be a lot easier on our end mills. Of course, that invites its own issues too. Not a huge issue, just us separating the metal for scrap. Because right now all we're using is 17.4 stainless. And all the chips and everything that come out of it, we scrap it. It goes to the scrapyard. We can prove, hey, all these chips are this, because they've been cut from this. And here's the cert sheet and spec sheet that says this is what this metal is. Oh, we need a small machine for that. A different machine to do small parts. Oh, that sucks. They all got stuck behind the guys that restock the bus stops and stuff and clean them. Poor bastards. Well, I think there's a company out there that's making metal mags for Glock. Or the thick Glock, I should say. Verbiage is important. Whether it's a style or whether it's designed to fit. Do you guys know that Glock owns the letter and numeral that corresponds with their models? So like G19, Glock 19. Yeah, they patented them. Copyrighted them, whatever. Yep. Yep, and if you use them, they will let you know. Left lane closing ahead. You guys should get over. I'm giving you plenty of room. Ah, yes, construction. They make 15-round metal mags for the 43 as well. I don't recall there being I mean, there might be. I know there's lots of extended mags. Or are we thinking of the 48? 43 has what, 6, 7? And they changed that with the 43X. Pit maneuver someone. They've been working on this road for frickin' months. At least they got one side done, sort of. This was all dirt. But now they're working on the other side. I wonder how this has messed with some of the businesses here. Not that we don't need improved roads, we do. We're definitely a decade late. If not more. Try to let people in when I can. You go, then we go. You go, then we go. Favorite thing to cook? Salmon. Pan-fried salmon. Baked salmon. Usually with rice and veggies. Well, I'm pretty good at making scratch soup. Hey, for the burgers. We'll get some carne asada, French fries. Some nachos. Or a burrito. I like most any kind of food. Not a huge fan of some of the vegan food. Oriental food, Mexican food, Southern food, Cajun food, Greek food. It's all good. Barbecue. Oh yeah, I've eaten raw fish. Sushi, sashimi. There's this little family-owned Chinese place near us where they've got all the regular, titled stuff, but you can definitely tell it's family recipes because it's all doctored up and it's different, but it's still good. Like egg drop soup, for example. Most people get it. It's just the yellow soup with the egg whites, and maybe there's some, green onion in it. Oh no, they've got it all doctored up. Mushrooms, onions, carrots, peas, bits of pork. It's a whole thing. Bok choy. Same thing with their wonton soup. It's all doctored up. Sizzling rice soup. Yup. Man, I'll try food from anywhere. I miss shawarma. There's not a good shawarma place around here. Meat, snake, shark, lots of random stuff. Yeah. Oh, how far away are we still? Another 10 minutes. Yeah, I can kill 10 minutes. Oh, all this construction. Not 100% sure why they had that set up like that, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll probably do a Viper 43. Probably be good to start out with a ported slide. Then we can work our way over to the other ones. The zoom should be fairly easy. At least the concept for it. It's the other ones that are going to be a little harder. That's it. Not in my car. Also, unless you're driving like an SUV or a lifted car or a truck, those things drag on sedans. I've seen that happen quite a few times. Someone clips one and then it just gets stuck under their vehicle, dragging it down the road. I haven't done it, but I have seen it. Used to do a lot of private security work. One of those things was guarding construction sites. And I've seen people drive through said construction sites. It's fun watching what people do when they think nobody's watching. See a lot of funny, weird stuff. Cleaned up that part too. We're getting quite a few vagrants from California coming down here. And some of them are taking over some of the small parks that a lot of neighborhoods will take their kids to and whatnot. And they get the city to clear them out and try and get them access to resources and things like that, but a lot of them aren't interested in the resources, and so they clear them out, but then they're back there again in a couple of days. Yeah, maybe you see some of this on your end, but I've talked to a few of them, and they were basically told, they were given one-way bus tickets to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Nevada. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I've seen cities do stuff like that before. But some of these guys, they did it right before summer hit. And like, we had a day that was 117. And it's not just like California. Apparently, it's also Oregon, Washington. They were sending people down. One-way bus ticket. And it's like someone who's not, like, at least California gets hot. So there's people a little bit used to it. Not Arizona hot, but hot. And I was like, what kind of cruel, I'm like, whether you sympathize with, drug-using vagrant tweakers or not, what kind of weirdo sends someone to a desert in the middle of summer? Like, there's a good chance they're gonna die. Like, that's really fucked up. It'd be like if we just put them all on a ticket, go up to upstate New York or something. or Maine, right before winter hit. Here you go, one-way ticket. Get out of here. So fucked up. Your city doesn't allow people sleeping on the street, so it's real clean here. Oh yeah. Well, the smart ones here, they realize sleeping on the street's not a great idea because of how hot it gets. And the sun rises early, especially in the summer. The sun starts to rise around 5 a.m. So there's already daylight popping up. And it'll stay up in the sky until 7, 8. So for their camp to be on the ground or just to be sleeping on the ground, you don't want it to be near asphalt and concrete. So some of them are kind of smart and they get into the brush areas. But the downside of that is you don't want to get too low, because if you do, then when monsoon comes through, that's our rain season, it'll flood all the wash areas and the lowland areas out. And it'll do it like just that. Like a little flash flood, or like a little flash river, really, with the washes. And, you know, if you know you had like a large homeless camp or something like that, and it was down there, it was in the tunnels or in the washes, and they weren't aware, it's gone. Cloves, California? No, I've been to San Diego, Los Angeles. I've passed through Needles, whatever city's next to Fort Irwin, you know, near Death Valley. Been there. Of course, everybody just loves going to Fort Irwin. Red light. They're trying to fix up quite a few of the areas, but the downside to some of that is they're not fixing the area, they're just building. So like you come to an area and it's like it's all nice and there's solar panels, it's a nice built house, but then the area of town still has, you know, tweakers. Not lethally. Nobody was wanting to pay for it. Because to pay for armed security, you know, you get paid more. You got to charge more. There's more insurance. So a lot of clients didn't want to pay for that. To be honest, there's not many places out there that want to actually pay for security. So if they don't have to, or if they can go on the cheap, they will. I do know a few places, and the funny thing is they gradually went up from like completely nothing security to having a car, to having partially armed, where it's like non-lethal weapons, to being fully armed, to even having an off-duty cop show up. Oh yeah, multiple times. I've come across a dead body a couple times too. Crazy stuff happens, especially when it involves drug users. But now we do machine shop stuff. Well, I'm almost to the shop. I'm gonna pull over and get some food, and then yeah, it's almost 1 here. Damn, yeah, I haven't eaten since freaking 5 this morning. All right, go get some food and hit the shop. And if things aren't crazy busy there, I'll try to do a shop live, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for popping in, everybody. And as always, stay 2A every day.